Midwest Outsiders. Today we're going to be doing a ballistics gel testing of a 45 ACP and a 9mm. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison. It's always been that feud 9mm versus 45. We're going to kind of try and put that to the test today. Okay, we're going to just shoot one round 9mm first into the ballistics gel, and then we're going to measure it and then follow up with 2 more shots.
Yep. I may have jumped.
Okay, so we've got a through and through the first 11 inches. You can see that right there. And in the second one, we'll tip it over here. It exited right here, so I guess you could say it went through and through. We actually have really good expansion. Here's the 9mm bullet here. And that's Hornady steel match, 115 grain. Alright, we're going to go back and shoot 2 more. Okay, now we're just going to put 2 more shots in the ballistics gel. We may have to set up and rearrange, but it's just going to be for consistency purposes. Okay, go ahead and stop recording. Okay, we're actually going to dissect this shot a little bit because it did stop in the jelly. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but we've got it right there, stopped, it's expanded. We're going to go ahead and take a measurement on that. Okay, so for penetration on the first shot, we're going to roll this over. We know that this is 11 inches, and then we're going to go into the first exit, because it was a through and through shot, and we've got 10.5 inches. So overall penetration on the first shot would have been 21.5 inches. Now we'll go into the second shot. If you can see the bullet here, we got 11 inches of penetration plus 8 1/4, which is going to give 19 1/4 inches of penetration. We'll go on to our third shot now. This is going to be the third shot, just again for consistency, and maybe we'll see similar results. Okay, so we've got a very similar result. It looks like it's a little bit further in penetration. We'll go ahead and measure it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the bullet is right towards the bottom there. We should actually be able to peel that out. So again, this is 11 inches. We'll just flip this whole block over since it'll make easy measuring. We should get a little bit. We got 9.5, so we're looking at 20.5 inches of penetration on the second one. One thing that I want to point out here, I'm hoping we'll be able to pick it up on slow-mo, but if you take a good look at this jelly block, we can see some of the expansion that we're looking at here. Like I said again, hopefully the GoPro will show us a good slow-mo and we can kind of get a measurement on that. Obviously we're not going to get a measurement beyond 4 inches of expansion, but looking at this shot right here, I'm not quite sure which shot that one was. There was quite an impact. Alright, last bit on the 9mm. We're kind of done shooting the 9. We got our results in. We've got on the first shot 21.5 inches of penetration, on the second shot 19.5 inches of penetration, and on the third shot we've got 20.7 inches of penetration, 20.75, 20 3/4 inch. Just take a look at this jelly here. This is what those 3 shots did to the jelly. It's just kind of starting to peel apart now. And you can kind of see a lot of these grooves that the expansion did. We got big old gaps in there. And then we're going to come up here and actually peel these bullets out. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to keep the bullets in. So when we're comparing with the 45, you guys can see a good comparison. So this is basically the aftermath of 3 shots from a 9mm in a 4-inch target of ballistics gel, 10% mixture, 22 inches long. And we're getting an average of 20 inches. Next, we're going to be doing shot 1 of the 45. We're shooting that at a 5-inch barrel. Again, Hornady 230 grain match steel. Okay, so let's take a look at this first shot. I'm not even going to measure it because it went through and through. I know I got 22 inches of ballistics gel here. Let's take a look at this. You can see the ballistics gel actually spiraling. That's because the bullet is entering the ballistics gel turning. We got some good expansion right in here. I mean, you can see the expansion right in here, and then it curls out. As far as collecting a bullet, I don't think we're going to be able to because it went through and through. That's 22 inches of penetration plus. It's going to be shot 2, 45. Last one was through and through. We'll see if we can capture a bullet on this one. Okay, this is how we found the gel. Misplaced my shot, came in bottom low corner. Still went through ballistics gel. We still got some expansion. We actually do have a capture, and it's pretty early on, mainly because of my error. But if you can see that there, the bullet is right there, and it is just shredded. And it does look, yeah, it does look like some pieces of the bullet continued out because there is another exit wound right here on the left side. So there was some piece that exited, but the majority, from what I can tell, the majority of that bullet is in the jelly. Okay, for just the sake of science, we're going to record this, and I'm just going to kind of give it the benefit of the doubt, and we've got 3 inches of penetration on top of 11 inches. So we're looking at 14 inches of penetration on that one. And again, I believe that one's because of user error. If you bring the camera over here, you can see I shot low for this reason. Cardboard is shredded. We look underneath, we can actually see where the bullet rubbed on the bottom of the ballistics gel. And of course, ballistics gel, I mean, it's cutting out on the side. So you know I hit the cardboard on that one. Okay, we are going to do our third and final shot with the 45. Hopefully I don't botch this one and we get a standard result. Okay, well, if we take a look at this one, it's pretty definitive. This one went through and through again. There's no bullet. We can go out there and look a little ways. It shouldn't have gone too far, but no shrapnel. I didn't botch the shot. Dead center. Exit wound right there. That's 22 plus inches of penetration. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Because I botched the second shot, we'll go ahead and fire a fourth shot just to be definitive. Fourth shot, 45. Okay, and this one is through and through again. So I think that we can assume that on the second shot I had a misfire, or not necessarily misfire, just off-centered, which made the bullet penetrate less because it took a lot of that force out on other objects. So all 3 shots that weren't affected by another factor are through and through 22 plus inches of penetration. 3 inches, give or take. Flip it the other way.
Yeah, you get a little better. No, I guess that's shitty still too.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at there. Then for 45, we got some similar results. It hasn't peeled apart. I mean, we can peel it apart here like we did with the 9, but we've got some massive cavities in here. And again, if we're going to compare, we're looking at about 3. That one's closer to the edge, maybe 3.5 inches of expansion. Okay, so 9mm versus 45. Again, just to review, we were using Hornady steel match grade ammunition. They're hollow pointed ammunition. 9mm we're using, 125 grain bullet for 9mm. We're using 230 grain for the 45. I did double check the velocities on the 9mm and the 45. The shot out of a 5-inch barrel, the 9mm should be putting out about 1,146 feet per second. because it's being shot out of a 3.8 inch barrel, it is losing a little bit of velocity. I'm guessing, without chronoing it, I would throw a guess at around 1100 feet per second. The barrel length on the 9mm is 3.8 inches again, and the foot-pounds of energy that 9mm round will put out is roughly 339 foot-pounds of energy. These are just specs from Hornady. Then for the 45 ACP, we've got 230 at 850 feet per second, so that's where the argument comes in. The fact that the 9mm is faster says that it's maybe a little more lethal. That's being shot from a 5-inch barrel, and the foot-pounds of energy is 369 foot-pounds of force. Very comparable, 369 and 339. There's still about a 30 foot-pounds of energy difference on that, and I think we saw that in our test. All three of our 9mm shots were encased and didn't go through and through, and all four, we had one stay in the ballistics gel with the 45 because of a botched shot, but all of the other ones are through and through 22 plus inches of penetration. We saw expansion on all of the bullets. We actually have all three of our 9mm bullets. All of them have good expansion. As far as my test results go, that's pretty conclusive that penetration-wise, the 45 is ballistically superior to the 9mm. Okay, just for the sake of good, clean fun, we're going to take our old ballistics gel. We got some tannerite set up. We're going to put it to some use.